Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. Here we are for the Monte Carlo Masters, and it is going to be a pretty big draw. We know that Djokovic is going to be the main draw. It is the return of him on this draw preview. Well, it's not draw preview, live draw reaction, let's call it. But there's no Rafa in the draw, as JG told us in the news clip very recently. There is no Berrettini either. And I've forgotten the other person who isn't in it, but there's
Medvedev, Berrettini.
That's it.
Team
Medvedev.
And Nadal.
Medvedev, not the biggest miss, though, I don't think. I mean, we know he hates the clay courts, and it's almost a little bit like it's sort of panned out quite well for him. Having a little bit of a surgery just as the clay court season kicks off, couldn't really time that better. It was a little bit like we had, who was it last year? Was it like Federer, who was like just trying to get ready in time for the grass? It feels like a little bit like that again. I think Medvedev, hopefully he'll be back for the grass court season and we can see him at Wimbledon. But I'm excited for this. They have just started the draw. I'm just trying to keep an eye on that. I think they're just going through a few of the formalities, let's say, where they just bringing a few people up, the secretary and people like that of the Monte Carlo Masters, obviously over there in Monaco. You can see Tsitsipas is sat in the front row, obviously the reigning champion. He'll be interested to see who he'll be playing, and if you have a nice route through to be able to sort of regain that crown as a Monte Carlo Masters champion. I mean, he was so good. He was like the best player on clay, leading into Roland Garros really last year.
And he then took it into Roland Garros as well, getting all the way to the final. What we're going to be doing today, guys, is it's obviously we don't know the draw yet, so we're going to be reacting as it happens. Nole is back, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing quite a few Djokovic fans joining us. And right on cue, we've got Gnocchi in. How we doing? We've got Gene in as well. And Gary, there we go. Like just as I said, all the Djokovic fans are here. Great to see. Let's see who he's going to be put up against. I mean, he's not played for some time. When we saw him come back in Dubai, he was a bit shaky. On the clay courts, though, he is a very good player, and I think he's going to be playing a little bit better than he did at Dubai. But then, what am I basing that on? Nothing really, aside from the fact that we know who he is, and we know that usually he's pretty formidable of an opponent, and also his training videos. I have been a bit mesmerized by watching him training in Monte Carlo, and just every time I see him hitting the ball, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's he's come in not to mess around. He's come to win this year.
But that's it. That's exactly the one that we want to see, and especially after missing the Australian Open and the whole first part of this year. It's such a strange thing that is Djokovic's zone, really, that first few weeks of the year, normally capturing Australian Open championships. We haven't seen any of that this year, and we're the first real look we're going to get at Novak Djokovic this year is going to be on the clay, where he obviously won the French Open last year, defeated Rafa, could be said the best clay court player last year, and if he manages to emulate that again, he can get to that equaling 21st Grand Slam that Rafa has at the moment. So it's exciting.
I'm still waiting for some names to sort of come out. Nothing of yet. So we've spoke about some of the withdrawals. Of course, the big one being Rafa. I was just having a look at some of his stats a second ago. They've just gone now, but it is a big shame we're not seeing him, especially the year he's sort of had to start with. He's just been amazing. And I think he's had, 11 titles at Monte Carlo? I did have it a second ago. I'm going to try and bring it back up.
I think it is 11 titles. I thought it was either 10 or 11, but I know it's double figures.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's obviously, if he was there, he would be the favourite. It'd be interesting to see if Djokovic is now the favourite, even though, because he's normally not very good at Monte Carlo. And Tsitsipas, could he be up there as one of the favourites? be pushed to say that he'd be favourite this year. Coming into it, he hasn't looked that great.
Steady on, because there's one man who's in hot form, and with a lot of these withdrawals, he's been pushed. So he's been pushed into a seeded position, and that's Carlos Alcaraz.
Oh, who's that?
He's going to be, I believe, the 8th seed. I don't know if you can we share this screen, Ben, you've got there? Or
which one? This?
Am I allowed to share it?
Yeah, when you can share these ones. These are just like looking at some of the players. There's just some nice graphics that were brought up by
I wasn't
Monte
sure if it was
Carlo.
you listening to it or not.
No, that's just on another one, but I can't listen to it because one, it's all in French and I'm not going to understand it. So I've got some subtitles coming up, but they're just going through some of the history of the tournament at the moment. With some people playing in some attire, which just look like you're playing in the most clothes I've ever seen worn on a tennis court. Like, like some of those pictures from back in the early days where they're playing in like almost like a full-on dress or something on the court. Pretty crazy. But yeah, some of these graphics are quite nice. I think that they've brought out these Monte Carlo. Obviously, we've got this is the thing that they keep on having next to everything. This is the Monte Carlo. This is gonna be
this is
the theme. This is the theme.
This is Game to Love as well. And if you are just joining us, make sure hit a like, subscribe if you're new. We've got Gene in. This is Gene, and he's saying my heart is beating for Nole's return. Appreciate the super chat, mate. We'll be starting a new top tipper leaderboard as well. So this counts as Monte Carlo. So we'll be adding you on. I'm not sure if we're going to cluster a few, maybe Rome, Madrid. We'll put them all together, sort of pre-Roland Garros events as one big top tippers. But we will definitely be adding you to the top tippers. Currently, Gene is leading the way.
Yes,
cheers, mate.
Yeah, they're currently saying that this is the 80. No, well, I'm just having a look on there. They're going through all of the different anniversaries. So they're going through, like, they're looking at 1987 at the moment. Now they're going to 1989. They're saying it's the 92nd anniversary of the tournament, which is it's a very, very old tournament, obviously. There's some amazing
players. I can't find my Rafa stats. It's annoying. I had them all, and then I've refreshed the wrong page, so I lost them.
Did you not send them over to me? Or
no, I should have.
That's your classic.
The key. Yeah, I always send you everything, but you don't read them, so I thought you've just lost interest in me.
I thought you said you just sent them just so that you had them there, just so they're saved.
No, you're not interested in me, Ben. You don't read my tweets.
No, I can't read. I need you to read them to me. Right, we've got this is Casper Ruud, another person that we shouldn't ignore at this tournament. I believe he made the semi-finals last year. So,
and he's just been to the dentist as well and got his wisdom tooth removed. I saw him posting about that. So
nasty.
I can know that can be quite painful.
Yeah,
but surely without it, he's going to be a new man on the court.
Yeah, you'd think so. Like that can be really debilitating. Obviously, the only other person that I've had with tooth pain was Dimitrov against Rafa.
Wow. I'm just looking at the prize money for this one. They pay very well, Monte Carlo, historically, and they're going to be distributing $5.4 million for this. The winner will receive $1 million. Runner-up, 547,000. Semi-finals, 291,000.
Wow.
Quarter-finals, 152,000. Round of 16, 46k. Round of 32, 25.5k. And the round of 64, 15 grand.
It's not bad, is it? Just enter in.
Round of 64, 15 grand. I mean, if you win this, you're a millionaire instantly, but you'd expect the person to already win this to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm sure Alcaraz is definitely now, isn't he?
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm just bringing up the doubles then. Apologies. Yeah, this was just some of the stats from the previous winners of the tournament. Obviously, Rafa there, 11-time champion. And we do have Tsitsipas, last year's champ, beating Rublev in the final after Rublev knocked out a misfiring double faulting Rafa in that tournament. Wasn't real.
I mean, that's why I prepared the stats for Rafa, because you just have a little look through here and he's just dominated this event for so many years. I feel it isn't the same without him. I know some people are going to disagree in the live chat, It's not going to be the same for me. It's my favorite event. I love seeing Rafa there. He's not going to be here, but it gives an opportunity to someone else. And I think Djokovic favorite now. Tsitsipas won it last year. Can he find a bit of form again on the clay? He looked so good last year on the clay. And Alcaraz, I think he's the other one I'm sort of looking to.
Yeah, I mean, Alcaraz is everyone's got to keep their eye on him.
I think if he stays fit, surely Alcaraz will go far.
You'd have to think so, but it's all dependent on the draw as well. And you've got to think that he has just played back-to-back Masters, as have some of the other players, but he's gone deep really in both. So that's something to take into account.
I feel like we've had a bit of time off, haven't we, though, Ben? Must it been like a week since the last event? Well, not quite.
I'd say we're getting close. Surely it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it was yesterday.
I know, but surely that's going to be enough for him. He's a young guy. So?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
18,
he's ready, man.
19, 18. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep remembering how old he is. They got Tsitsipas talking at the moment. They brought him up, obviously being the reigning champion. He is now speaking with the guy on the stage, just giving his thoughts. I mean, I can't have the sound on at the same time.
No, I was just looking for some odds for this event. I don't know if you can find them. I'm interested to see who is the favourite and what they have the odds for. Just on this bookmaker, I can't see it, but they do have a section called Carlos Alcaraz 2022 specials.
I love it.
I did love the Raducanu specials last year, were just ridiculous. So let's see how crazy these ones are. So we've got Carlos Alcaraz to finish world number one in the end of the season ATP 2022 rankings. It's 5-1 at the moment.
Is that it?
It's 5-1 from being world number one.
That's ridiculous.
Carlos Alcaraz to win a Grand Slam singles title in 2022. Have a guess how much that one is at?
3-1.
No, 9-4.
Oh my!
Which is what, like 2.2. Alcaraz to win a slam this year is 2.2.
So
Listen to this one. Alcaraz to win 2 or more Grand Slams this year. 2 or more.
Well, if
considering
the other ones...
there's only 3 left. There's only 3 left.
So if it's 2.2 for the for one, it's probably like 4-1 or something.
No, it can't. No, you got to be sensible, Ben.
8-1.
2 to get 2. No, it's 12-1.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that is ridiculous for him to win 2 slams because in the 2 out of 3.
I'm shocked that it's just so low.
So you got here. Oh yeah, here we go. For him to win Monte Carlo, he's 7-2.
That's so low as well. So low.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
And then you've got a few more here. Carlos Alcaraz to win Monte Carlo without losing a set, 16-1.
What? Without losing a set? I mean, it's possible, but it just seems like very disrespectful to everybody else in the draw that they're now making him like this. He's like the world number one or something already.
No, he's a bit mad. Did you find the odds in that time?
Oh, yeah, they're starting the draw anyway. We've got they haven't got the odds anywhere yet, mate. I think you have to wait for the draw, then they'll put it.
Oh, right, makes sense. Yeah.
So we've got so far. Just trying to they're picking the seeds, and then the seeds are going into different parts of the draw at the moment. So Djokovic is obviously at the top of the draw. That's all decided.
Do you have a list of the 8 seeds there? Any chance? If not, I can bring them up.
I don't have them to hand. Sorry.
Because it'd be interesting to know who the 8 seeds are.
Well, it'll be Djokovic, Zverev, Tsitsipas, Ruud. Alcaraz has just been drawn.
No, he's the 8th one. 8th seed.
He's the 8th one.
Rublev
will be in there as well. Wawrinka. It's another one.
I'm not sure if he's making it in as a seed.
No, Cam Norrie. There you go. He's the number 7 seed. He's being drawn on Djokovic's. He's the opposite end of Djokovic's section.
Okay. So Cam Norrie, Novak Djokovic could be the final.
No, semi-final. He's on that section.
He's on the same side. So, so it could be the semi-final. So he doesn't avoid Djokovic. That's a shame for Cam. And I know I'm not even joking when I say that. He could make the final, Cam Norrie. Do you not feel?
There's a chance. He's good on the clay.
maybe his best surface right now.
Possible. But this is what I just want to try and give you an idea. So this is what it's sort of doing. So I can show you like an idea of what's going on. It's like this.
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
So I can just sort of screenshot it and then just sort of.
No, you can share this.
But yeah, it's not complete, obviously.
Yeah, but they're adding to it, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, but I'll be able to just do another screenshot. I can't
can you
show
not
it.
Oh, you can't show. Does
can't,
it not stay like this?
No, they're cutting away constantly and going to all the like people talking, then drawing more stuff.
Understood. So let's just have a look at it from this perspective. So the big news instantly: Stefanos Tsitsipas on the other side to Alcaraz. That's good. That's a really good one. We could see an Alcaraz Tsitsipas final. Zverev's on the other side as well. So we've got Zverev, Tsitsipas on the same side. Norrie, Ruud, Alcaraz on the other side currently. So this is the draw. And at the top, Ben?
Yeah, so at the top you got Felix. There you go.
So Felix is the other one, and then Novak's on that side. So Novak, Alcaraz, Ruud, Norrie on one side of the draw. And the seeds on the other one is Felix, Tsitsipas, Zverev, and it's got to be the other seed, isn't it? The last one.
Yeah, so we just bear with me. They're just calling up. I think it's.
Oh, mate, we know who's the last seed.
Felix, is it? I'm not sure.
No, he's at the top. Who's the one missing?
Sinner, mate. No, let me just check because they've gone all the way. We've got 1, 2, 3. They keep flicking. I'm gonna have to try and get another shot.
Mate, do you not know their top 8 seeds? Because I'll have to find them.
No, I haven't got them listed.
Let me find them. Apologies, guys. This is a bit messy.
Yeah, I know. We don't normally do this, do we?
I should have got all these up.
It's fine.
There we go. It's on the ATP website always, but it's just my internet doesn't work when I'm streaming, unfortunately. Oh, it's saying come back soon. All right, so it's not there either. So the one missing is Rublev. Cheers, Dejo. Yeah, of course, Rublev. We've said it so many times. So Rublev must be on the other side.
So I've just updated it there so you can see on the screen. So that's what is currently being shown by the looks of it.
Yeah, but Rublev must be in, mate. I don't think you've updated that one.
Okay, let me just find it. Apologies, guys. Okay. Right. Yeah. Anyway, bear with me 2 ticks. I'll just get this one.
So here we go. So Djokovic Alcaraz is a potential quarter-final match. So that is a big thing to note. Djokovic and Alcaraz are in the same section here. So they're in the same quarter. So that would be a potential quarter-final.
There you go.
We've got Hurkacz down here. He's... Okay, so Hurkacz, Norrie, and Ruud are in another section. We have Diego Schwartzman, the forgotten man. He's a great player on this format. I think he'll be really pleased to have Felix up there. He's beatable, especially on the clay. But he doesn't avoid Tsitsipas. So Diego Schwartzman, Tsitsipas, Felix in the third quarter. The last quarter, Zverev, Sinner, Rublev. I mean, looking at that now, does Zverev make it out, Ben?
I don't think he does.
I think Zverev would have preferred Hurkacz. I think Zverev would have preferred a Hurkacz, a Fritz.
It's not Felix, a nice section, is it?
Someone like that. He's not. He's got players who, they're quite good. They're quite tasty.
Right, they're drawing a few more now. They're going a bit quicker. I'll keep it updating for you. Tell me if you need me to zoom in a bit. Here you go. I popped them on the screen. We got Dan Evans playing Batista Agut first round. We got Taylor Fritz playing Lucas Katarina, the wild card. He always gets a wild card.
Oh, look, there's Korda. So we got Tsonga, Cilic. That's a really big match. Huge one. One for the history books. Korda, Van der Zandslot. And that's all in the same section as Alcaraz. I mean, listen, we've not seen the full draw yet, but that is the quarter of death. Djokovic has got an extremely tough draw here. Yeah. This is a tough draw for Djokovic. So he has a bye through the first round. I fancy him against either Fokina or Giron. But then after that, we could be seeing a Batista or a Gut. I think Djokovic doesn't really like playing a Gut much. After that, we could be looking at maybe a Marin Cilic or a Tsonga or a Korda. Oh no, sorry, an Alcaraz. Then after that is the Alcaraz one. So it's a super tough quarter. I mean, for Alcaraz as well, it doesn't get much easier.
No, it's not that nice for Alcaraz, is it?
It's a tough one. We've got Karatsev there drawn against the qualifier. I know we've got a lot of Karatsev fans in the house. That's great. Well, I say it's great. The qualifier could knock him out. I mean, he's not been in great form. All
You
depends
never know.
who he's drawn against. Greek Sport Ramos Finolas. That looks like a good one. Yeah, but so far some interesting ones. Of course, the big news, if you are just joining us, Djokovic and Alcaraz in the same quarter. Casper Ruud with Aslan Karatsev there in the same quarter. Lajovic there as well, who's also a recent finalist at this event. Monfils against Hurkacz first round. You've got to remember this is a Masters event, so all of these matches are going to be relatively tough. One I am very pleased about, though, looking at this initially, who could go very far, Lorenzo Musetti. He's been drawn Benoit Paire on the other side of the draw, and he's got Felix as the seed above him. I actually like Musetti's chances here, especially he's been playing better, hasn't he?
Yep, he has been playing a lot better. This Felix would be a nice person. He's not been playing. We got lost to Molcan, obviously, yesterday. That's not good form coming into this tournament. I think that Musetti is coming into form at the right time. His clay court game is obviously a lot better than his hard court as well. It's been a while since we got to see him playing well on the court. I'd love it if he does well in this tournament. How weird would it be if he surpasses Alcaraz in this tournament now?
Yeah, what we do, once we get the full draw, guys, we'll go through quarter by quarter and just give a few little insights who we think could be a dark horse in every quarter and who's the big favourite for us.
Well, Yannick Sinner versus Borna Coric there in the first round. That's quite an interesting one there.
I think Sinner's got him.
He should do. But it's quite an interesting one. We've got Stan Wawrinka. He's being pulled out. He's up against Bublik in the first round.
Okay. Interesting.
And then the last one will be qualifier versus Delbonis.
Okay.
That is the final one. And so that should complete the draw. I'll just put the final one up for you guys. There you go. Right, there we go.
Lovely. So we have a completed draw. Right at the top where you see the live, that is Novak Djokovic with a bye at the start.
Yes.
I know that's blocked on the screen for you guys. The big news, if you are just joining, I keep repeating it, is Alcaraz and Djokovic in the same quarter. You have, so we start with that quarter and have a little look. We'll start there. I think it is, I think initially, at a glance, that is the toughest quarter.
Yes.
At a glance.
But
then the more I'm thinking about it, the more I feel there are some beatable players in terms of Fritz. Not sure about his clay court form. Korda, I mean, he's pretty good on clay though. Korda and I don't know. It is definitely the toughest. I can't even talk myself out of it not being.
No, I think it definitely looks like a real. I don't know. Like Fritz, I think he can definitely go through the first round. I think he can definitely go through the next round as well. But then after that, it starts to get tougher. You got Alcaraz in there.
So we zoom into that quarter so we can all see it, and then we'll go quarter by quarter.
Is that okay?
So it ends at just up a little bit. Ends at Alcaraz. There we go. Perfect. So let's give some predictions. I'm going to give a dark horse to escape it, and it's going to be Sebastian Korda. It's going to be a massive, massive ask because he's got such a tough draw.
Horrid, isn't
Out
it?
of the unseeded players, I do like Korda, but you've got you've got to be looking at this. I only really, heart of hearts, see two people escaping, and that's number 1 and number 8. I don't think it's going to be between Djokovic and Alcaraz for me getting out of this one. And there is the quarterfinal we all want to see. I've been saying it for some time. I'm ready to see Alcaraz Djokovic now. I think on the clay for one of their first meetings is going to be interesting to say the least because we've not seen this. It's a new Alcaraz. You've got to remember this is a new Alcaraz to what we saw last clay court season. Well, not just that. I'm talking about he's a new man. He's about probably another stone heavier in just muscle mass.
Another stone of muscle in the biceps.
Probably a bit taller. He just seems physically, a lot stronger. So because of that, I really want to see Alcaraz Djokovic. Djokovic, we don't need to give him an introduction. I think it's going to be a tight one. That's the one I would like to see coming out of this. I'm sure everyone's on the same boat.
Yeah, definitely. If we get to see that, it's just the tournament. We've had a good Monte Carlo. If we get that matchup, I think no matter who wins that one. Do you want me to go down to the next section?
Yeah, we've got Lexi in saying I don't think Alcaraz can beat Novak yet. I don't know. I really don't know. He comes so close against Rafa.
You've got to think which one is it though? Which version of Novak is it?
It's going to be a big bracket decider. I see it honestly going in our brackets. I think it's going to be a 50-50 choice.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Or do you reckon Djokovic will edge it?
I think he'll edge it just because there's probably more Djokovic fans out there at the moment. But I think there's going to be a fair few people. I'd say I'll go 60-40, maybe. I think Alcaraz is going to take a lot after that in not Indian.
Well, he's got the match fitness, doesn't he? Alcaraz, Djokovic. I don't know. We're not
There's
sure.
no better time to play him. Well, I think it'll all depend on how. Well, obviously you won't get to see it from like pre-tournament, but going into the matchup itself will all be dependent on how they've got there. And if Djokovic gets there by absolutely demolishing like his opposition en route to there, then Alcaraz, beware. That's all.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look down to the next quarter. So this will be playing in the semi-final against someone from the top who we just mentioned. Maybe an Alcaraz, maybe a Djokovic, maybe a Tsonga. Never know.
Ooh.
I'm not calling it a Tsonga. So looking at this one, the names what stand out to me. Can Aslan do it, Ben?
It's not that. Well, he's got Rude though potentially he does if he goes through.
Yeah, he will have Rude if he can beat the qualifier.
That's for me. It's too big a ask. Not gonna lie. I think Casper Ruud is coming into a completely different level at the moment, and that was on hard court. His clay court's even better. So I worry for Aslan in that one. He's not in great form. It would be a miracle if he manages to beat Casper Ruud.
So call me crazy. There's only one name I'm drawn to here, and I think he could be escaping this section.
Cam Norrie.
No.
Dimitrov.
No. Third time luck. I'm going to give you one more guess, Ben. You say you always say you know who I'm going to pick. So who am I going to pick?
Talon Griggs, boy.
No, Gael Monfils. I think, looking at this, I like Gael Monfils' draw. I don't fancy her catch much on the clay courts.
I think Cam Norrie's...
I like it. I think Gael Monfils, he could get out of this whole section and win the section.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I think you're more confident than what I am by the sounds of it.
Who do you bet your dollars on? Casper Ruud?
I mean, that's the standout one. I think between Cam Norrie and Casper Ruud, it has to be. Like they're the two.
One thing you need to remember though, this is the first clay court event for a lot of these guys.
That's why Casper Ruud would be the wise bet because he's just at home now. He's like the Rafa Academy.
I don't know if it works like that though, because you need to remember when they first transition to the clay, there's always a few upsets and a few shocks or people don't know. Monfils, he's done this time and time again. How many seasons has he done this transition? He's used to it. He's a bit of more of a wiser head. In that section, he's the older guy who has got the experience. You could say maybe Dimitrov as well was another older guy with the experience of Ramos Vinolas. He's already been playing on the clay. So I'm going to still say it one more time. I like Gael Monfils in this section.
I mean, I hope for him. I would love to see him do well, but there's other better form players out there for my liking, and I hope to see him do well at the French Open. If I'm perfectly honest,
okay.
Like last year, what did Casper Ruud do last year? He went to Marbella first, and then he went to Monte Carlo. This time, just going straight into Monte Carlo. He lost to Alcaraz and Marbella, obviously. And then he beat Schwartzman, he beat Carreño Busta, Rublev. No, he lost to Rublev, sorry. Fanini. So I don't know. I think he's too solid, mate, at the moment. And he's on the up and up for me, Casper Ruud still. Okay,
well, let's move on to the next quarter. So this is this side. So let's move over to this one here. So this is the bottom half.
All right, go bottom half
first. Yeah, we've got Alex Zverev with a bye. Not a bad draw for Zverev, is it, really? I think he's quite fortunate. I don't think Buster's playing great. He's the one you'd fancy him to meet. Stan Wawrinka, is he going to cause an upset?
Probably not.
I kind of like Stan to beat Bublik, but apart from that, I'm not sure.
Any further than that is a stretch, really.
Part of me wants me. I would love to say Wawrinka Zverev meet.
That'd be nice. It'd be a good one.
It's not that impossible.
It's not that impossible, no. But the way that Wawrinka looked in his last match, it seems impossible.
What about Del Bonis? Could he trouble Zverev?
No,
not at all.
Sorry.
I think we watched Del Bonis last year against Rafa at Monte Carlo. Is that right? And he got absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, I think so.
It rings a bell that was Monte Carlo.
I'm still annoyed with Del Bonis and the way he dealt with Del Potro, and just like that is his last match. Yeah, it's just he's left me with a little bit of disappointment in my heart that you'd do that to the big man. Anyway, so moving up, Carreño Busta. No one talks about him anymore. Could he cause the upset?
No. I think qualifier could knock him out. Not backing him at all.
All right. What? Yannick Sinner, could he have a run?
Well, let's talk about that little quarter, because that's more of an interesting one. I think it's a bit more open because there's 3 names I'm drawn to, and one of them could surprise you. It's Garin, Rublev, and Sinner.
Yep.
Garin coming into his own. This is an event he would like. I know he's not played well. He's not played well for some time. Like, this whole year has been a bit of a write-off. But I don't know. I feel confident in him that he can get through the qualifier. But I think out of all of this, Rublev, who did very well here last year, beating Rafael Nadal. Did he get all the way to the final, Rublev?
Yes.
I think he did. So he's got a lot of points to defend, Rublev. I'm drawn more towards Sinner. I've seen Sinner practicing at Monte Carlo this year with Djokovic, and he looks quite good from what I've seen. And I'm just filled with a bit of confidence from what I've seen recently of him. So I like Sinner's route.
Yeah.
It's more than Rublev, in fact.
It's sort of like the gingers on collision course, isn't it? Again, are we going to see the battle of the gingers once more? I'm excited. How did Sinner get on here last year is what I'm trying to just have a quick look at, because I can't remember he got through. That was it. He got through Ramos, and then it was that bad draw. Got Djokovic second round, went out. It was always either Djokovic or Nadal.
Well, at least he avoids them now.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe this is the time.
If he has to play Djokovic this time, it's in the final.
He's getting better draws in these tournaments, so
maybe moving up rankings, deserves them.
Exactly, that's it. So I think Yannick Sinner, who knows, he could maybe even take this whole section.
Yeah. So the top half.
Oh, this is Steph's one, the reigning champ. Here he is.
I do like this one as well, actually. You got Fanini, he's won it before. Tsitsipas, won it before.
Yeah, and you've got Schwartzman in this one as well.
Schwartzman.
Yeah.
It's a good section. You've got some really good clay quarters here. Massetti. There's a good clay quarter. A few of the specialists in there. I think Felix is kind of screwed.
I don't like it for Fit. I don't even think it's the worst draw for like somebody. But for Felix, I don't think it's a great draw. I think he could have a lot better draw. I think Massetti is just a really great clay quarter. If he goes past pair, then I don't really fancy Felix's chance against him.
Do you know we're skipping past completely? Sonego.
Yeah.
Do you not remember Sonego this time last year?
It was
in Rome.
He was a bit of a beast, wasn't he? He got all the way. Was it semi-finals against Djokovic? I don't know if it was semis or quarters.
Did he beat Tsitsipas before that or not? No, I know Sonego was just. I think he come very close to beating Djokovic.
Yeah, he went to 3 with Djokovic, and I remember the crowd roaring, and it was one of the best atmospheres of the whole year in that match.
He's a good clay court. He's built for the clay. He's someone who's not really transitioned to the other courts so well. We talk about some young Italians and how they can, or young players in general, and how like Alcaraz been able to play on all the surfaces. Sonego, not quite. I feel he is a bit of a one-trick pony. But saying that, he did beat Djokovic not too long ago on the hard courts. Remember, he beat him in that event.
Yeah.
So it might have been a bit of a one-off. I think generally he is a clay court through and through. And could he beat Tsitsipas in this section? Maybe. Maybe. I don't mind that at all. I think the
Not for
toughest
me.
person who's got a tough draw here is actually Schwartzman. First round Hatchinov isn't a nice one to be drawing.
I think he can do Hatchinov, though, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't think it's the best, but could be a lot worse. I feel that Hatchinov serves won't be as effective at Monte Carlo, and then that sort of takes away half of his game anyway. And then Schwartzman, if he can just keep the rallies going forever, I think he just wears him out.
Massetti to win this whole section?
I think it's actually possible, it's not the craziest thing I've heard, but it's all dependent on how Tsitsipas. If Tsitsipas turns up in top form, then beware, everybody. I think he cleans this whole section up easy. That's the problem.
A lot of it is dependent on him, I guess.
Yeah, it's all on his racket and his mental. Like, can he perform at his best, or is his interaction with John Silk going to have him now getting back to the top of the game? Has John given him some wise words of wisdom to help him in this tournament and get his career, his year back on track? Because he has had a couple of early exits out of the last two tournaments, obviously to Brooksby in Indian Wells and Alcaraz in Miami. So it's going to be interesting. I'm hoping that on clay, he's going to be the exact same person we saw last year.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just having a little look, see if there's any good tweets to read out.
Sure. No worries. I'm just going to go to the live chat quickly, see what people think about this section. We've got Red Devil saying Sonego is very solid on the clay. Yes, definitely is. I'm yet to be impressed by anything he's done of late, though. Like, obviously he's coming into this tournament on a 5-match losing streak, albeit most of them hard court, but it's not looking great. He did play a couple of clay court tournaments earlier in the year. He played at Buenos Aires, Cordoba, and in Rio. Lost to Kecmanovic, lost to Schwartzman, and Ramos as well. So he's had a few wins on clay, though. So I think if he manages to just pick it back up again where he left off at Rome, that would be better. We want to see that fire. But is that just because the Italian crowd, though, that we know how good players are playing in front of their own fans, especially when they're Italian?
Yeah, for sure. It's send you a tweet. Maybe we can just share that because it's it's just the projected quarterfinals by seedings. I know we have gone through it, but it's also easier to see it in like a list format for everyone to see. But they are going to be. This is just done on the seeding, so everyone can have their own interpretation who they think is going to be there. But you've got Djokovic, Alcaraz, Ruud, Norrie in one half, and the other half Felix, Tsitsipas, Rublev, Zverev. And if you go down, this is some notable matches. We'll do that in a sec. What do you make of these quick before we do that?
I mean, that's just based upon seeds. I can see Djokovic, Alcaraz definitely happening. I think the Ruud Norrie one, we could see a surprise in there, even though they're the informed players. You've got Hurkacz and people in that section. Like you said, Monfils could be an upset.
I don't know. I feel like we're more likely to see the top ones than the bottom ones. The bottom ones, I don't think we're seeing either of them matches.
What, the Rublev and... I think that they're more likely. These ones, I think Tsitsipas we should see. I don't think Felix will be there. Rublev, even though he's the finalist from last, I think
Rublev Zverev we're not seeing, or Felix Tsitsipas. That's my opinion.
It could be Sinner Zverev, I think, but we never know which Zverev's going to turn up. Is it going to be one who's confident, playing well, or is it going to be
either of them?
Yeah, exactly. So there's no way of knowing. Let's move down to the next bit, the notable first rounds. So Evans obviously did well here last year, defeated Djokovic, but Bautista Agut, terrible first round matchup.
Horrible.
Same for
Horrible
Tsonga.
with that Evans, man.
Tsonga might be able to. I don't really think he will, though. Unfortunately, it's Cilic.
Oh, poor Tsonga, man. As for people who don't know, he is going to be retiring now at Roland Garros. So this is one of his last ever events, and it's going to be. I'm going to be cheering on Tsonga, definitely. It's given me so many tennis memories. One of my favorite players growing up. So I've got to get behind him, but I don't think he's beaten Cilic really. But I might have to just do it just for my heart. Corda van der Zandschulp, that's a bit of a toss-up. Dimitrov Bassasvili.
Sleeping on that one, people. Come on.
I mean, that match there, the fourth one. How can you even talk about it? I mean, they're two of the most
inconsistent,
unpredictable players in the world. Grigor Dimitrov, Bassasvili, tune in at your own peril. Anything can happen.
Yeah, really can.
Would you honestly be surprised if I told you Dimitrov won that 6-1, 6-1, or vice versa? Bassasvili won it 6-1, 6-1. It could easily happen either way.
6-1, 1-6, 6-1.
Yeah, or that could happen too.
Possible, yeah. I don't doubt it. Hurkacz, Monfils, that should hopefully be, like you were saying, never know. Monfils could defeat Hurkacz there. I think it's possible.
Tennis TV a bit biased there. They put the fire next to Monfils. No one else. Do they have their favourites?
Maybe. Khachanov, Schwartzman. I wouldn't have that as such a big matchup. I think Schwartzman.
I think that's one of the biggest ones. I think you're underrated, mate. I tell you what you're doing. Recency bias again, big time. Khachanov's good on his day, and you fancy him for a few rounds. It's only when he gets to the end, business end. Schwartzman could lose that one. I don't know why you're writing it off as a bad match. That's one of the best matches I think of the first round. In terms of quality, I think it's probably the best quality match out of all of them there. Maybe Evans are good.
Dimitrov.
No, definitely not Dimitrov Bassasvili. I don't even know why that's there. It's kind of winding me up.
What about Wawrinka Bublik?
I don't know.
It's only notable because Wawrinka's in it, I think. If he wasn't in it, they wouldn't be on there.
No. And Wawrinka's, you saw him in the Challenger. He got smacked up by Elias Weimer.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, to be honest. Don't like to see that for the Stanimal. But, well, I guess that sort of concludes our little reaction to that draw, mate. Sorry, it was a little bit messy at the start. We don't normally do these live as the actual draw is coming out, and now you can see probably why. But we'll be getting better at it as we come in and do these live draw reactions whilst the draw is going on. We'll be more organised this time. Sorry, we're just currently doing it during work as well, so it makes it a little bit harder. Obviously, it is Friday. Hopefully, you're all having a great day out there and are looking forward to a very, very nice weekend. Hopefully, the sun shines wherever you are.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us, guys. Of course, this is just the reaction. We'll be doing a full draw preview, giving all of our picks on Monte Carlo. So make sure to join us for that. When the qualifiers end, we'll set up a podcast and sort that out. Last thing I want to just end on, Djokovic's big return, and a lot of people are going to be wondering about him. As much as I'd love to talk about Rafa, I can't really. And with Djokovic's potential path, this is who he could potentially be playing based off seeds. So we've got Davidovich, Fokina, Giron. That's the set one. Then Agut or Goffin. A quarterfinal of Alcaraz. Semi-final of Ruud, Norrie. Final of Zverev, Tsitsipas. So he will avoid Tsitsipas to the final and Zverev. Two players he's had a lot of battles with recently in recent years, but he can't avoid Alcaraz till quarterfinals. And also Agut, another one, a bit of a bogey player for Djokovic, Batista Agut. Someone he doesn't like playing too often. So let's see how he gets on. But thanks everyone for joining. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you for Monte Carlo action very soon.
See ya.